Hello and welcome to episode number 33 of WITM. Now, a few things to update you on before we get into our in-ring action, which will now be, as you can see, the card has changed. It will be the AA Hardcore Cruisers in action, but rather than facing the New Day, they will take on Aiden English and Simon Gotch, the Vaudevillains. Now, the NXT Enhancement Pack that was previously exclusive to the NXT Special Edition of WWE 2K17 that I did not know about after I pre-ordered the Standard Edition has released today, which means I have official renders now instead of cause for Shinsuke Nakamura, Nia Jax, and Apollo Crews. So those are all official characters now that have their official entrances and of course renders in the game now, which is nice. Think it's sort of bull crap that I had to pay $10 for them, even though I have the DLC or the season pass. But whatever, I guess it's worth it if for nothing else having Nakamura's awesome entrance. Also, I forgot to promote a Raw tag team to take the place of Breezango in the previous episode during promotions and demotions. Blake and Murphy have been promoted from NXT. They will join the Raw Tag Team division in place of Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango, who found their way demoted to NXT in the first run of promotions and demotions. Speaking of promotions and demotions, the next time around will be a little bit different. What we would do is everybody at the bottom of their respective rankings is now considered, you can say, similar to like soccer terms, the relegation zone. What the relegation zone means is, here in WITM, is in 2 months following the next 2 pay-per-views, after each brand has had their next 2 pay-per-views. So following Battleground here at the end of July, which is a SmackDown pay-per-view, we will have, or for Raw it would be following Capital Punishment, and then for SmackDown it would be following Battleground. We will have our next round of promotions and demotions. Everybody in the relegation zone or at the bottom of their rankings, if they are still at the bottom of the rankings, will find themselves demoted, and the person at the top of the rankings below them will be promoted. So the people right now in that relegation zone are, for Raw, John Cena is in the relegation zone in the main event rankings. If John Cena is still in the bottom, he will move down to the U.S. title rankings, and the number one contender to the U.S. title will take his place in the Raw main event scene. Kurt Hawkins is in the relegation zone for the Raw mid-card. If he is still there in following Capital Punishment, he will be on his way to NXT, and the number one contender to the NXT title will take his place. The AA Hardcore Cruisers are in the relegation zone. If they are still there following Capital Punishment, they will go down to NXT, and the number one contender to the NXT Tag Team titles will take their place. And Naomi is in the relegation zone. If she is still in the bottom of the Raw Women's rankings, she will be on her way to NXT, and the number one contender to the NXT title will take her place. For SmackDown, is Mark Henry in the relegation zone. He would move down to the Intercontinental title rankings. For the SmackDown mid-card, it is Cesaro. He would move down to NXT. The SmackDown Tag Team division, it is Beauty and the Man Beast, Heath Slater, and Rhino that in danger of moving down to NXT. And for the SmackDown Women, it is Carmella in danger of moving down to NXT. So all those people must improve from being at the bottom of their respective rankings. If they are not following their brands' next 2 pay-per-views, they will find themselves demoted. Alright, so now it's time to get on with our episode 33 action. It's going to be the AA Hardcore Cruisers trying to take their first step out of that relegation zone to avoid finding themselves in NXT. You know, Stephanie McMahon would love nothing more than to make Andrew and Austin Aries pack their bags and leave for NXT. Their road to redemption starts now, and it's against the Vaudevillains.
Looking at this card, I just got to rub my hands together and smile. Singles action coming your way. We have one of the best talents on the roster to date against an imposing adversary.
One moment. Alright, so our first match is Apollo Crews, one of the new DLC renders, taking on Braun Strowman. He will be accompanied by the rest of the Wyatt family. And it will be Braun Strowman picking up the victory. Next we have two former primetime players, tag team partners colliding. It's Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young. And it's going to be Titus O'Neil with the victory. And now here we go with our episode 33 match. They're AA Hardcore Cruisers looking to take their first step and find their way out of that relegation zone. It's the AA Hardcore Cruisers versus the Vaudevillains.
Up next is the big one. The score between these teams will be settled right here. Tonight, we have a team led by a real fan favorite against the Vaudevillains. Buckle your seatbelts. start of this tag team match. Yeah, let's don't wait any longer. The crowd is ready. I'm ready. Let's go. These teams looking to make a mark here in the tag team division.
Well, here we go. Every tag team match for the AA Hardcore Cruisers is pretty much enough a must win, or despite Andrew being a Universal Championship contender as of late, Andrew and Austin Aries will find themselves going down to NXT. And we start off outside the ring. Andrew trying to use that outside the ring, rack up quick and massive damage as he loves to do, going after Aiden English, stomping away at the arm. Now an elbow drop to the back, stomp to the back, forces English to his feet. Now into the barricade, forearm by Andrew, now stomping at the leg. And a reversal by English. Roundhouse kick. I wish that camera would kick in. We're at count of 6 now. We can have this match in very quickly by double count out. Andrew's back in the ring. And so is Aiden English. Backbreaker by English. Tags in Simon Gotch. Both Vaudevillains now attacking Andrew. As now English returns to the apron. Andrew targets the arm. Nice chop block there by Andrew. Roundhouse kick to the back. And it's a reversal by Aiden English. Andrew's able to roll out of the way to avoid a stomp, but Gotch back on the attack. Was looking for a variation of the Brainbuster, but Andrew is able to reverse. Facebuster now brings in Austin Aries.
Now it's Gotch on the defensive. This tag team match can get out of hand quickly if he doesn't mount an offense soon.
Submission maneuver by Aries, targeting the head of Gotch. And locked in for quite some time, but finally Gotch is able to break the hold. And another submission locked in by Austin Aries. Great technical offense shown early in this match by Austin Aries of the AA Hardcore Cruisers. He knows that every tag team match is a must win, and we have a tap out. It's going to be a victory for the AA Hardcore Cruisers. In quick and decisive fashion.
Submission. This win is exactly why so many superstars hope their number never gets called to face this guy. The crowd here tonight certainly seemed to appreciate the efforts. What a great match.
All right, so that was definitely a way to move up the title rankings. A quick and decisive victory by the AA Hardcore Cruisers over the Vaudevillains, with Austin Aries bringing in that great technical submission offense and leading the AA Hardcore Cruisers to a victory with the Simon Gotch tap out. And now Bayley takes on the new Raw Women's Champion Emma, and will not get those coveted two spots up in the rankings, as she will take a loss to the Women's Champion Emma. Samoa Joe up against Apollo Crews, who I thought was an opening match. Apparently it's a double booking for Crews. And this time, and he will take another loss at the hands of Samoa Joe. The United States Champion The Miz takes on relegation zone member John Cena, needing a victory, and the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose with the victory. And then Rusev with a huge victory over the new Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. That'll be good for two spots up in the rankings for the Bulgarian Brute Rusev. I just would like to see for a moment who took the fall in that triple threat match. And it was John Cena who took the fall, so very early on, lots of time remaining until capital punishment, but still not what John Cena needs. Alright, we move to our next event, SmackDown Live, where we see the Intercontinental Champion Corey in action. Get what this news is. We have a promo from Roman Reigns, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn, a triple threat match between Eva Marie, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte, and Aaliyah. Cesaro and Sheamus takes on American Alpha. Randy Orton takes on Seth Rollins. In the main event, we will see Corey taking on the man opening the show on the mic, Roman Reigns. One of Corey's opponents at this past WrestleMania, our Season 2 finale, that saw Corey getting counted out and arguably costing the Purity Society the match against the Shield with complete control of the WWE on the line. So for the first time, Corey will face a former member of the Shield as he will take on Roman Reigns. That is going to do it for episode number 33. Until number 34, this is Corey signing off.